I didn't go inside. I stood in the hallway of my building with my keys clenched so hard my knuckles went white. The door to my apartment was cracked open like it was breathing. The wet footprints weren't random. They were fresh. Shiny. Too big to be a kid's. Too long to be a dog's. Barefoot, I told myself it was a burst pipe. A neighbor. Something normal. But normal doesn't leave footprints that stop right at your bedroom door. I pushed the apartment door open with my shoulder. The lights were off, but the air was colder than the hole, cold enough to raise bumps on my arms. My living room looked the same. Couch, TV, laundry pile I meant to fold last weekend. Nothing knocked over. Nothing stolen. Then I heard it, a soft drip. 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 From the back of the apartment. Bathroom. I grabbed the closest weapon I had. A metal wrench from my work bag. Pathetic, yeah, but it was heavy, and I knew how to swing it. I moved down the hall slow, trying to step between the footprints, like the floor might bite. The bathroom door was half shut. I nudged it open. Everything inside was dry. Sink dry, tub dry, mirror dry. No dripping. But the sound was still there. Drip. 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 It was coming from the mirror. I stood there, breathing through my teeth, staring at my own reflection. The mirror wasn't fogged. It wasn't cracked. It was just wrong, like the glass had depth. Like it was a window into a darker room. My reflection didn't match me anymore. It was delayed, be half a beat, like I was streaming on bad Wi-Fi. I raised the wrench. My reflection raised his hand too, but instead of a wrench, he was holding a ticket, the same kind I'd found on the train. He pressed it to the glass. Ink bled through the mirror like it was paper soaking up rain. Briar Hollow. Final notice. My stomach dropped. I stumbled back and the hallway behind me felt longer than it should have. The light at the far end flickered once, twice, then died. Behind me, the bathroom mirror tapped. Not a knock, a tap. Like a fingernail testing glass. Tap. 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 Stop, I whispered, not because I thought it would listen, because I didn't know what else to do. The tapping stopped. Silence flooded in so thick I could hear my pulse in my ears. Then a voice came from the living room. My father's voice. Kiddo. Every muscle in my body locked. My dad's been gone 8 years. I didn't cry at the funeral. I'd already spent all my tears on hospital visits and phone calls that ended with doctors saying we're redoing everything we can. When he died, it felt like someone had turned the page and refused to let me read the last chapter. Now his voice was right there, warm, tired, familiar. Come on, he said softly. I'm right here. I wanted to run to him. That's what scared me most. I walked into the living room. The Televisión was on. Not playing a show, not static, just a black screen reflecting the room like a dark second mirror. On the couch sat my dad. Same old jacket, same work boots. Hands clasped like he was waiting for me to come home from school. He looked perfect. Perfect. His face didn't carry the years of sickness, I remembered. No hollow cheeks. No yellowing skin. He was the version of him my brain keeps in a locked drawer labeled before. Hey, champ, he said with a smile that had hit me right in the ribs. You look exhausted. I couldn't speak. My throat was full of rust. He patted the cushion beside him. Sit. You've had a long ride. I took one step forward. The wet footprints on the floor didn't lead to the couch. They led behind it. To the wall. To the corner where the shadow was deepest. I stopped. My dad's smile twitched. Just for a second, like a glitch. You don't trust me? He asked. No, I said, and my voice finally worked. I don't. The thing on the couch sighed like it was annoyed I ruined the act. It stood up, still wearing my dad's shape, but standing taller than my dad ever was. Rope thin, like it didn't have bones, just stretched skin. When it turned its head, the movement was too smooth, like twisting a mask in your hands. "You were supposed to get off," it said, and my fatter-ass voice was gone. Now it was a whole crowd whispering through one mouth. "Everyone gets off." "I'm not everyone." It tilted its head. "You are now." The living room darkened, as if the corners were leaking ink. The air got heavier. I couldn't tell if I was breathing cold or breathing something else. I backed toward the door. The thing didn't follow. It just lifted a hand and pointed at my face. "You think you missed your stop," it said, "but you didn't." The TV screen brightened. Not with light with the place. Briar Hollow Station filled the screen. The dead bulbs, the cracked tiles, the waving figure at the far end. Only now the figure wasn't a shadow. It was me, standing on the platform, waving back at the train. Primera Tendawai, heart trying to climb out of my chest. When I looked again, the couch was empty. The TV was black. The apartment was silent. I ran. I didn't grab my wallet. I didn't grab clothes. I just bolted out into the hallway, down the stairs, into the street like my building was on fire. I didn't stop until I hit the all-night diner 3 blocks away and collapsed into a booth under 2 bright lights and the smell of burnt coffee. The waitress asked if I was okay. I said yes. Liars survive longer. I stared at my shaking hands until they calmed. Then I noticed something stuck to my palm, a little rectangle of damp paper. I peeled it off. A ticket? Not for Briar Hollow. For tomorrow's train. Same line. Same time, and at the bottom, in smeared ink, 4 words that made my stomach turn a scold. You wave better in person.